Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Just in time. Well, Felix was acting like he was going to lay in the bed. How is everyone today? Hey, Bill and Tuxedo. Hey, Francis and Derek. Andres and Rod. Who else do we have here? Lucas. PF Dennis. How are folks? Oh, let me put my phone away. How are folks? Still trying to finish my ERC app. Fun. Hey, James. Hey, Lord Getface. Hey, Arthur and Morden. Thanks for the help on the Micron. No problem. I saw your question just a minute ago. It doesn't really matter. Your sound is missing. What? Does anybody else? Anybody else not hear me? Hey, Rob. I'm showing as broadcasting. Okay, Andre says all good. It doesn't really matter, 32-bit or 64-bit. You're not going to take advantage of 64-bit, but it's not like it's not going to work. So, cool. Hey, Dopey Lee. Hey, Roller. It was your problem. Good. I'm glad it's not my problem. Nornar. Okay, so I decided that it was time to refresh and get this going. I've been wanting to do my Red V0 for a long time. This has gone to many shows. It's got a little bit of a crack in the printed top hat. So quite some time ago, I purchased, I'm pretty sure it's been long enough that I'm not sure who I bought it from, but it was either West3D or KB3D. The V0.2 upgrade kit with panels and that. And I bought black extrusions for the top hat, kind of keep the same aesthetic, plus trying to match different batches of anodized extrusions is not always a good idea. So this also has a little bit of a problem, and I don't know if we can see it if we zoom in. But you see some rust and corrosion there on the rails. These are very early LDO rails on here because this was a self-source build. I think when the V0.1 was released is when I built this printer. So, and then it has been rebuilt over time. It is basically a V0.2 spec right now, aside from the top hat, but there are a couple of little things that have been tweaked that we will be going over. Hey, my leg is not a scratching post, Felix. This printer was not at Vice. I had my gold frame V0 at Vice. At least I don't think I had it at Vice. I don't think I had it at Vice. This is the one that was on the cover of, do I have a Make magazine around here somewhere? Yeah. This is the printer that was on the cover of Make magazine. Volume 84. So. Hey, John Tech. Hey, Projects in Dad's Garage. Hey, Adam. Adam, we need to chat. I keep meaning to reach out and kind of start getting a layout for our little plan. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Dr. Dave. So I've been wanting to do like I said, I've been wanting to do a refresh on this printer for quite some time. So I also purchased, these I know came from West3D, which means the other stuff probably did too. Some Berserker V0 rails. So I greased these last night. I didn't want to take the extra time during what should be relatively shorter member streams, although this is going to be a at least 2-month series to work on this. We'll be working on this today and at least next month. So, and I'm kind of counting on that. One of the things about this printer is I am using what is this? This is a Mellow Gemini. Is that what they call it? The Mellow Gemini controller. and it is perfectly fine. No issues at all. It's worked very well. It's got a Pi alternative SBC integrated. It makes the wiring nice and neat back here. It's interesting in that the intercommunication between the MCU and the SBC can be configured a couple of different ways. And I believe right now I have it configured with CAN. So it's actually internal to the board communicating with the MCU with CAN. I have a simple breakout board for the tool head, but I just ordered 2 of the Mellow, the newer version of the same board we're using in the Solid Fork. And I ordered the ones that are RepRap firmware compatible. I'm not putting RepRap firmware on this printer. I don't know that, I doubt it's compatible with this board anyway. But I figured we would do Clipper on that Mellow board and any little bits, whatever we need to get that set up. So that is the plan. That's just 8, so they're probably burning off that little bit of energy around here. And they'll be, oh, there's Oscar. So I'll leave the cat cam there. That way I don't have to pay as much attention. Once they settle in, they'll be on camera. So really today is going to be a lot of taking it apart and then figuring out what we can do to swap out these rails with minimal disassembly. Hey, Redacted. So anybody that's here, and I should mention this more on our regular streams, there are roles that you can select yourself in my Discord for notifications. For when I go live for both the regular streams and the Charlie's Angels streams. So I believe there's a pinned post and there's a channel for selecting a role. And if you give yourself the CA stream notifications role, you'll get a ping in Discord when I go, before I go live with these. So that's kind of directed at Redacted there, but at everybody. If you haven't done that, it's something I should remind folks of every once in a while. I don't do everyone notifications. That's not allowed. So if you want a notification, you have to opt in. Hey, Daniel. Everybody ready for the holidays? Not really. I'm close, but not really. And Bill, what did you think of RepRap firmware? Okay, so we're just gonna start, and maybe just that view, and that's not what I wanted to turn on, and start just taking off panels and get this basically stripped down. Now, I attempted to print a hex tray for this build, or for this rebuild, and in this same gold filament, and it did not turn out well, and I did not have time to redo it. It would have looked really cool. Look at the sheen on this filament. It's beautiful filament, but it is a bit finicky to print. And I'm not sure I would use it for really important structural parts. Felix is right there. And there's Oscar. So there we go. They're exploring. RepRap firmware is hard to figure out what to do to start, which files in what order, but manage to get it functional. Awesome. Hey, Jeff. So, there they are. Anyway, I believe that it's not super fast, but my speedier Trident profile I was printing this on, I think it's probably a little too fast for this filament. I don't know what they do with it. It's Hatchbox's paint-free ABS, and it is a little weird to print. So I think I'm gonna try this again, just because I think it would look really nice with a cool top layer pattern, but I didn't have time to do that. So Anyway, with that, let's start taking things off. I think I will start with the door. Yeah. Actually, I'll take the hinges off. It's very possible, Tuxedo. Very possible. I should try that as well. I'm going to slow it down and dry it. That's a great suggestion. Now, most of my panels here are in pretty good shape, so I don't want to scratch them up. What am I going to do about a hex tray? Where I saw one, had one around somewhere. I gave most of them away at the last event. I'll just grab a little container for now. Oh, cool. I have the little top hat. This is basically, like I said, this is basically V0.2 spec. I even have the little cam locks for the top hat in there. So there's going to be minimal reprinting on this. The big thing is I've been wanting to replace those rails for quite some time. And then I want to change out the what do you have with two mothballs, one in each hand? What are we talking about? I don't get the reference. Hey, zombie, welcome. Have you seen this, any of the Hatchbox? They call it paint-free ABS. And I think it's their marketing speak for, they say you don't have to paint it for it to look good. It's not that it doesn't have some additive in it. There we go. And then that's gonna go away. Need to sign my Make magazine. Next time I see you, sure. You always bring it too? Yeah, I get caught up in the same type thing. Intending to get something done and have everything with me to do it and don't do it. Hey, the GPs. I am starting a little series here, a little short member series on rebuilding this, or refreshing. I'm not really rebuilding. I'm going to do as little unbuilding as possible on this. But we'll see. We'll see how successful I am, because I want to swap out Z-rail. I want to swap out all of the rails. Said we'll just hang out, chat, work on this for here. Why don't you figure out that you have a heated bed right there? Work on this for 2 or 3 hours and then save the rest for next time. Stray is on sale on stream, on Steam. Just the rails, or are you doing other mods? So interesting, there's a couple of things. I am going to swap out, this has individual wires going to a breakout board for the tool head. I did order the Mellow Fly 36 rep firmware compatible tool head boards. We're not going to be running rep firmware on this printer. but I got the Rep firmware compatible one just for flexibility later. I'm going to install one of those on this, swap that out, and I am going to, if I can find it before I need it, I have an aluminum X carriage that I want to install on it. I've been looking for it and I can't find it. I know I have it somewhere, I just don't know where. So that's a plan. And then I want to talk about, because what's interesting is mentioned in chat earlier was the UFO mod. And was that, is that your mod, Lucas? That's good to know, because I won't badmouth it now on stream. Okay, that is those. Actually, should we turn this on and see where we're at with versions and stuff? Just for funsies? Nah, let's just get it go at the end. Good luck finding it. I've seen your spare parts situation. Shush. Shush. The whole tool head should come off pretty easy. Lucas, yes, it is yours. So, Shammy, XR Bunker, sent me one of those, and I have it. And I printed some of the mounts for it, and then I started looking at it a little closer. And the concern I have, and hey, Porty, the concern I have is I don't really want to do this big microfit connector, this 10-pin microfit, running it through the cable chains and stuff. So, and it didn't come with a cable. I'd have to make it. I'm undecided on if I'm going to install this. I have it, but this is kind of a problem for me. Now, this particular, getting it through the belt chain that I have, it's not gonna work. So either I'm gonna change this out or just not use it. So if you have suggestions, I'm open for them, but I don't like the 10-pin connector on a V0 right there. It makes routing it unreasonable. Best on new builds. Yeah, but if you don't have a cable chain that has a split in it so you can put wires through, you can't route that. You can't route a 10-pin microfit through this little 7mm or whatever the size cable chain. So, this is also an example of the only thing I've ever had stolen at a rep festival. At Murph 23, my flex sheet was stolen off of this printer. It was there. I came in the next day and it was gone. Never showed up. But what showed up later without asking was a build plate from KB3D. So Modbot pinned it after routing. I don't think I'm not going to use it with that cable. If I end up using it, it's going to be modified. So if I end up using it, I'm going to have to modify it. I really want to use it because it'd be fun. And I want the fan blowing air around in the chamber would be good. But I think I would not have chosen a 10-pin microfit for that solution. So, okay, nice little modular tool head. We won't be reprinting any of this. Came back, oh, it's not a solid fork build stream from the first time. C Clipper now has a lock screen on Clipper screen. Oh, interesting. My current favorite build sheet is the Fabrico Black. Fabulous. Cool. The Fabrico has a, oh, no, that's not a chew toy. The PTFE tube on the solid fork has gained Oscar's attention. Let's see if I can pin it out of the way. Nope, you're just going all the way. Just gonna be a little pain. Hold on a second. Get this up out of the way. Yeah, I really did want to check that out, but that cable has really got me. That 10-pin connector has really got me shy of it. Oh, that's right, the GPs. Good call. With the person poking buttons on the Phoenix, the lock screen would be handy. Good call. I'll have to look at that really close now. I like the satin sheet from Fabrico, the Honey Badger satin sheet. I use it on my orange or my gold V0. Is that a Mandela Roseworks bed? And if so, how do you like it? It is a Mandela Roseworks bed. I don't know if they've changed them, but the only reason I like it is because I drilled new holes in the back as bed stops instead of using the stupid ones in the front corner. I left the one on the side, but the one on the front I leave out. So I think it's, I don't see who thought it was a good idea to have to put this, especially with these strong magnets in, back and then pull it forward to index to this front corner. Instead I go here, and then sometimes I'll slide it over like that to this one. So I don't think the indexing holes in the front corner was a good idea. So I drilled and tapped new ones for the back. Kind of prefer magnetic sheets. Metal on metal doesn't feel right. I don't disagree. Some of these can just be too strong as well. So figured out my weird unstable temps on my Rapido with a PT1000. Oh, what was that? And next, we are doing a refresh on this printer. So just kind of cleaning it up, and I want to change out the rails because they are early LDO non-stainless rails and they have corroded some. So missing a jumper on the tool headboard. Ah, okay. So it had the wrong sense resistor. They embed the magnets on the underside. So going back, Lucas, I really don't want to poo-poo on your mod that much. It's just when I finally opened this and saw that, and then the cable wasn't included, it did kind of make me pause. See ya, Pathetic Puma. Okay, what do we have here on the underside? Now that I can turn this over without worrying about the tool head. Off, and we just have simple bit of that actually wasn't, I don't think that might not have come off of here. That might have come off a different printer. This little purge line. The USB cable going to the display, and then just power supply. So it'll be fine. Feet back on here. Is everyone here ready for the holidays? Actually not doing anything on Christmas Day. We are heading up to visit family that weekend. It'll be the first greater than few hour period that the cats will be on their own. They'll be on their own for a couple of days. See how that goes. Should see about setting up a camera so we can at least see them. Okay. These top, we're gonna have to unbelt it at least. So let's take the top extrusions off. Ton of cooking to do. Sure they will figure out some chaos to get into. Yeah. I hope not too chaotic. They really do not fit into the bed anymore. They find a way. They're nicely snug right now. Jaeger. Okay, we will not need the inner. Oh, these are the, oh, this is when the post-install LDO stuff was introduced. This is when I was working on these. It looks like things are going well. I'll just leave those. They're holding in place okay. We can remove those inner ones. Chaotic Labs always makes me think of my brother's 2 yellow Labradors. And then, so I am going to be redoing this. So let's go ahead and take this cable out. It's a can that's going to get replaced with a CAN cable. Oscar has finally forgiven Phoenix for pushing out of the bed when he got caught in his collar. Yes. Oh, where'd they? Oh, they're over here. Okay, so we have a, it's okay. Cable might not include because of different setups. I myself hate crimping, but I wanted a one connector solution that holds on. So I took my inspiration from Tim's work. Tim who? And I think if, I mean, in any case, that setup should include at least the ends and crimps and terminals. Yeah, they were going crazy. Oh, the V0 umbilical, got it. If I will be thinking about ways that I can tweak that to suit my purposes. So it's not, it may still end up being used, but we shall see. Because I really like the idea. I like having the idea of having a fan there, and the LEDs are always welcome. I just not a fan of the Oh, well, that's handy. So one of the heat sinks fell off of a stepper that I don't need anymore. So I can just remove it. Oh, well, that was fun. That's that wasn't clipped in there well. Okay, what do we have here? We've got a proper tool for this. There we go. This was the entirety of the tool head wiring for this. No neopixels on the tool head, so minimizes the number of wires. But yeah, at this point, this is going to be the setup. Now, do we have? Let's look here. Make sure I'm not gonna have to add anything else. Is there a CAN output on this? Is it one of these guys over here? Let's look it up. Let's look up this board. See if we can find it. Mellow fly. Is it a fly or is it? The way I've been explained is the Mellow and Fly is not the same. They're like a partnership company. It's not Mellow Fly as a brand. It's a collaboration with another company that produces the fly boards, and Mellow brands them. Is that right? This is a Fly Gemini V2. Let's go here. I like that the Manta M8P 2.0 has an onboard CAN bus connection. What I don't like as much is that it's not a 4-pin Molex connector like on the UTC board. What is it on the M8P? Okay, Fly Gemini V2 at the GitHub IO docs. Let's look at the pin diagram. Let's see what we have here. CAN is right here. Yep, CAN 1. It's a 4-pin. It's right here. It's a 4-pin Molex. So we are good there. And this is a little board that enables CAN on it. And then a little Wi-Fi board. I'm going to pull that connector, I think. Tugging on it. It's a 2-pin JST XH. Hey, printer prawn. Forcing you to get 24 volts and ground elsewhere. Well, for most things, you're probably not going to want to get 24 volts and ground out of this. I'm not going to hook up 24 volts, even if it's here, I'm not going to hook up 24 volts and ground to this pin plug. This does, so CAN has 5 volts ground and then PA12 and PA11. So I'm only going to be hooking up the PA12 and PA11. I know that's really small to see, but yeah, but we will, and that's interesting. I don't like that. Look at this diagram here. We have some potential for confusion here. We have CAN as the top connector, and that's how it's labeled on the board too. Screen is the bottom, but then they reverse it for their pin diagram down here. They go from the inside out, which most boards don't label things that way. Most pin diagrams don't label them that way, so that's a little weird. So, okay, so that is off. That's about all we have to take apart there. Yeah. So now we have to figure out what we're doing for, it's handy, but out of the way. figure out what we're doing for the rest of swapping out these rails and stuff. There we go. Okay, that's loose. So let's put this apart. Get 24 volts from one of the heater outputs, yeah. I like doing that when you have it available because it's fused on the board then. I'm still hoping to replace this plastic X carriage with the CNC one. So I am going to pull this completely apart. I know I can find it. It's just a matter of spending a little more time looking through the miscellaneous parts boxes. I'm not fused, just confused. Hey, BLD Designs. Hey, Queasy Diver. Okay, that goes in there. And just to make this easy, should we just pull yeah, just pull the, I'm not gonna move super fast. We are going to reuse these belts. They don't have a lot of time on them. They're in good shape, so we will just keep those off to the side though. Move nice and easy, but the X is not as great, and there's some corrosion on these Y as well, so we're just going to replace them all with these Berserkers. Which means at this point, we can pull the bed. A red anodized Kirigami bed frame on here. All of these. There we go. What do we have? Let's put these on here. Put them on. Last. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's only a 60-watt bed. It's that. These up out of the way. And then I think pulling the Wago connector off here is going to get us easier access to the bed stuff. Okay, so there we go. Not quite perfect yin and kitty, but close. It is. They're doing pretty good. They're nice and warm. Hey, Bob. Welcome, welcome. Okay. And then, so one of the changes from I don't remember if it happened at a little later, V0.2 R1, I think it was, the and Z end stop mount here changed. Right now it's only secured on one side with a screw, and it can flex a little bit, although it should take more force to flex than to actuate the switch. So it doesn't really matter, but I did print out the double enforced version. So I'll go ahead and replace that if it's not too much of a pain. But okay, so these are offset from the rails by about 1 millimeter in order to give me the correct bed travel. I think I'm going to leave those right there and just push the rails all the way up to that point. They don't need to be offset at that point then. So I'll leave those in place, I think, because that'll help locate. Although they are, we'll check the measurements when we do it, I think. Keep those nice and straight. And I just goobered up my fingernail a little bit. Works for cleaning up prints and nails. There we go. Now it's not going to catch. Okay, how am I going to do this? So I think Z is probably as good a spot as any to start. Oh, and this is, I am using a printed, what's called a belt chain for the Z belt. Works pretty well. So it's sitting there riding on the power switch. I'll offset this. Okay, how do I want to do this? I think I'm gonna have enough flex there to just pull these off. Doom. I did not use Loctite on those. We will be using Loctite when we put it back together. Hey, Super Goober. Just print a chain with a channel then. The way this is designed, I don't think that would work. Okay, and then good. I have ordered parts for the Tic Tac build, finally. Let's just leave that right there, I think. Move this around. Now these bottom ones are slotted into the Z extrusion there, so we will probably use this side to set the center the rail, and then move the bed with it bolted in on this side to set its. These move nice and smooth, really smooth. It's just that corrosion I wanted to get rid of. It's a good product from BTT. Wish their tool heads came with a proper way of attaching it to a MGN12 rail though. Oh, are there other what do they call it? Shoot, what do they call their little modular tool head? Is that what you're talking about? Anyway, Tic Tac parts. I ordered MGN 15 rails from AliExpress, and I ordered some extrusions from Masumi. I'm going to be cutting them myself and putting all the holes, required holes in them with the Milo. Okay, that is one rail off, and I am using the printed thing with nuts. Ooh, almost lost that on the end. Yeah, a little bit of corrosion on this one. Not as bad as some of them, but like you can tell, this is, if you've been around the LDO parts and stuff, this is an older piece. A bin of the proper little pieces to keep these from falling out, I think. Do you recommend to cut aluminum extrusions in a small space like an apartment? Oh, good question, Derek. In an apartment? I would recommend getting them pre-cut. I use my table saw with my crosscut sled, and I cut them a couple of millimeters oversize, and then I use my disc sander that I tram to square them up. And that works the best for me. It's a multi-step process. So, okay, where did I put that right there? Get some of these in. That's what I thought, yeah. That is such a messy process, and I've never had great luck using like a miter saw to cut them, but I don't have a great miter saw either. So that's why I've settled on I don't have a great table saw either. It's a DeWalt contractor saw, but I built a pretty nice, crosscut sled for it several years ago that allows me to get really close to perfect cuts, but I don't trust those either because it depends on how well you've held things in place and stuff. So then I just take the extra time to just cut it long and then true up on the disc sander. Have I got the text? I've got the text the same way these are coming off. For Z, it doesn't really matter because there's no, I mean, it's sideways. So I'm putting them on the same way it came off. And I did pay attention to that. I did. I batch cut my extrusions, use a compound miter saw that I have dialed in very accurately. How good does it turn out at the end, Dave? I mean, truly, are they really good enough to just use? Or do you feel like it would be beneficial to clean them up a bit? I know I see like Ivan Miranda just using a miter saw and a batch of them. Okay, that's loose. I should have some already printed out. At least I hope I do. Yep, here we go. Guides. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there like that. Do you have a stop on your X cut sled? No, I usually clamp a wood block in. I do have it's Nick Ferris, is that right? Am I remembering that right? Woodworking YouTuber, super nice, looks like a super nice guy, very jolly. He used to do a bunch of woodworking content. He's kind of come and gone over the bit. That's still not. It's still not as tight as I would like. You use extrusion straight off the saw? Okay. Director said it's dialed in. They come out very well. I don't have a great, if I had a good miter saw, it might be different. Let's see if I have some better fitting stops here. If this doesn't work well, then I will just bias it consistently. I don't know if those are better or not. I'm clamping them just to make sure they fit tight to the MGN 15. Yeah, that's better. That is better. Okay, so I am going to bias these both to the same side. Do deburr the cuts, but I don't touch the faces. Okay. These can come off. Oh. Center out for a final tighten. As a sliding table using a blade designed for Ferris. I do have a aluminum cutting blade that I use. But my little process with the disc sander seems to work pretty well too. So you blocked me. My comments do not show up. They do, but YouTube can be really weird about what they let in or not. It can be very strange. Things that I wouldn't blink an eye at, it'll block. And I don't see them for some reason. Actually, I need to change this back to live chat, but even with even in live chat, it doesn't. Hey, Redacted. Finish a project for school. Have fun. Using the Milo for the extrusions. The problem with the Milo for extrusions is I can get a better, I can do it quicker and as good on my table saw and the table saw and disc sander method. I will use the Milo. I will fixture it up for when I do the holes and stuff in the extrusions. But for squaring off the end of a piece of material, it's not really easy to get a long extrusion in there and measure an accurate length. Now on the Tic Tac, it might be okay, but most extrusions I do are longer than the capacity of the Milo. Okay. Access to a Bridgeport mill, I should use that for frames, but it's honestly overkill. Yeah. Okay. I'm just feeling these, they're all very good. Just looking for the worst of them to put in here. Oh, that's interesting. These are actually cut different from the previous extrusion, because that doesn't go in very well. Or rails. These are actually cut. They are actually cut different. Interesting. Since the top one I think is a better reference. There we go. Put that in there. Oh. It takes a 7-inch blade and I couldn't find one that fit. That's a small miter saw. All my stuff is 10-inch. Hey Brian, welcome. Yeah, I have a fine tooth blade intended for aluminum and non-ferrous metals. This is what I use. Do you have a small shop there in the condo, PF, or do you have to do everything indoors? Because you and Derek might want to exchange notes. He's looking for apartment making. Okay, so this one I can't really effectively, I can use one here, I could use one here and like one there, but that's probably not adequate to get it centered. So we're going to use the bed itself. So we'll put this on here and then get that bolted in, and yeah. I am going to want to, oh yeah, I can just leave that loose and still be able to move this. I don't want to have to turn the Z-stepper every time I want to adjust this. So let's do that. And Loctite. And little lid. Condo is a cube, all open loft. One side of it is now a shop, but I do have to be careful. Yeah. My head hurt. I couldn't figure out that it was flipped upside down. Well, now I can come in from here instead of having to reach over the electronics bay, right? Used to use a box blade flat grind that cut aluminum with a mirror-like finish. However, I knocked a tooth off of it doing that. Oh yeah, I have one of those. A whatever what you said. Just a little bit of Loctite. Sharp carbide woodworking bits will do fine for aluminum even if they aren't specifically designed for it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just as soon as I learned that they made non-ferrous aluminum blade for the table saw, I had to get it. Cute kitties. Shit. This little LDO screwdriver is kind of nice for this because it doesn't have a large handle, so it's easy to get in there and easy to tighten down. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna push this kind of to the top. Hold both of these at the top. Slowly tighten these down. It is a printed chain. Yep. This is a belt chain. Works really well. I could probably find the source for this. It might take a little bit to find it though. And if I can't find the source, I have the files. So if you're interested, let me know and I can send it over. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and I'm just gonna tighten this down just a little bit, just to locate it. And then at the bottom, we're gonna do the same. Locate it on this one. And then we'll start from the center. Move this close just for fun. That is good. You know what? Very cold Southwest Wyoming, huh? Okay, there's a link to that in the Kurigami manual. I think I hadn't seen them used in any builds yet. Oh yeah. Does my blue V0 have one of those? Maybe not. This might be the only one that I've done it on. But I like it. It works well. Okay, so now we can put this back on. And that's a Z-rail swapped. Okay. Let's go on to the Y rails. What do we have here? Let's take this and make sure it's all the way against the end of the, there we go, the little built-in stops here. Just make sure they're against the end of the, and that'll help us position those. So now let's take the X gantry off. Leave one screw on this side, so I don't have to deal with a floppy gantry for a bit. Blue V0 with the Bowden setup has a regular cable chain. Oh, okay. I ordered 2 of the Mellow RepRap firmware toolhead boards. One to go in here with Clipper, and one I'm going to convert that blue one back to a direct drive. So when it gets so I'll be using that with RepRap firmware obviously on that that one. And I have pre-greased, if anybody missed that, I have pre-greased the rails on this. So, okay, so there's that. We'll swap that out while it's off. Now we can get this off. Here, let's put this on its side. Flipper, make sure you use the, rather than the, not sure the talks the right can. It will work over USB though. Oh, interesting. So I won't be able to use can. I won't be able to use can on Clipper with the RepRap firmware board because it's can FD, and that makes sense, right? But it can be configured in USB mode. It's good to know. Hey Bill, on that mill, you're talking about the Precision Matthews mill that you purchased. What's your ETA on that? And also, you purchased the precision ball screw kit with it. Can you use the ball screws in the manual mill mode, or do you just have? We'll set those aside for an eventual CNC conversion. I will look that up, Nagora. I'll be able to find that. But thank you for the heads up, because that's important, and I can deal. Okay, so then that one's got quite a bit more corrosion on the end there. See that? This is what I was swapping these out because of. Nighthawk Stealth Burner board. I have at least one of those on printers. What kind of question do you have? Okay, so then we got our Y rails here. That's our X rail, which is the smoothest of them. Okay, so we put this on in the correct orientation. I don't have a ship date yet. Still a question on if I can attach hand wheels to the ball screws. If nothing else, I can make adapters. And you got the version with a DRO, right? I added up. I went through and added up all the accessories and stuff. And keep giving channel errors. What's a channel error? I added it all up and it was like a $6,400 machine plus delivery. Did the cheaper DRO want us to draw the line somewhere? Is that the Android DRO? Or the 1 versus the 2? And I don't know what the difference is between those. One has to draw the line somewhere. Do you though? Do you really? Right below 7, yeah. I would, like we've talked about, one day my shed may get something like that Because, and I would leave it manual if I had something like that, just because of the flexibility and the quickness of doing stuff like simple squaring up stock and drilling a center hole. CNC is nice for automating all that, but there's a non-trivial amount of time in setting up your cam for that. Different NDR is cheaper as LED readout, more expensive as an LCD touchscreen. I see. I think that's a good compromise there for cost, because for the functionality, you're still getting the functionality, and as long as you have accurate values, you can work around the interface. CNC overhead for one part is high. Exactly. And most of what I do is one or couple parts. Now, as soon as you get into things that require complex shapes, CNC even on one part is going to win out by a lot. Now, the little bit of play that I have in these little alignment rails, I pushed in the down direction. I just picked a direction. I'll do the same on this side. Nice and smooth. This is going quite a bit better than I expected as far as swapping out rails. I thought the Z was going to be a lot more of a ordeal than it ended up being. Never got an estimate on something like an aluminum enclosure. The setup and programming cost was way more than the stock. Then additional pieces were cheap. Yep. Get a right angle key in here just to get that the final, since it's at an angle. Okay, so that one's done. Very smooth, but almost loose. I'm designing an upgrade for a friend's gantry CNC, and we'll do CNC gantry support, probably send, cut, send, giving the size. Cool. You see any of the Milo revision stuff that was shown at Smurfville? It looks like they're having fun, doing some good stuff. It's going to be a 1.6, an easy upgrade for the 1.5 that we have. I haven't looked into detail. I saw it there. Dave and Me vid. What is that? I don't know that I've seen that. I'll have to go looking. Oh. There we go. You drop a link in Discord. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these are not the same length. That's kind of annoying. Oh yeah. That is quite a bit longer. Now the question is, have these been consistent in length? Because if they haven't, that's really annoying. Let me put this up on its feet and look at this a little closer. Yeah, it looks like it's correct to the same as the other one. Where is my spacer here? That's more than that. Is it right at? Oh, I can tell. Maybe it was the LDO ones that were off. Let's see how off these are. Yeah, those are off, even amongst themselves. So that makes a difference. So I will even up this gap here, is what we will do. Install the rails and I can't see them lined up. It goes in there now, but we're going to do some measuring here in a minute, because this is going to have to. Get the rail partially in here to begin with. Oh, see you, the GPs. See you tomorrow. Big fan of Sencut Sen. I've gotten a lot of aluminum plates for sim racing steering wheels done by them. I have not yet ordered anything from Sencut Sen. I was going to order some brackets that I designed for the workbench in the other garage, some reinforcing brackets. But my friend at work with the plasma CNC table said they would cut them for me. So I ended up not needing to. Gantry pillars are likely 12 by 18 by 1/2 inch aluminum. Oh, okay. Wow. I get my friend with the industrial fiber laser to cut those out of steel. So I haven't gotten any bending, powder coating, or taps done by them, but they offer that now. Oops. Oh well. I did not change the camera angle. Yeah, Sencut Send is actually located, one of their locations is only a couple hours from here. They're in Sparks, Nevada, which is just outside of Reno. Okay, before I do that, I want to simply take a measurement, and I know this is, no, let's do it to metal parts. I was gonna say, I know this is to a printed part, because I was gonna measure to the end of this, but with this in place, let's just take this out. Just take this out and measure. Let's make sure that's square. Here, 27.6 millimeters is what I've got there. So we'll just lock that in, and now I can put this back on, and we'll just make the other one the same. I can go back. Need more, brain is sputtering. My Milo is uncut sand 3/8 inch steel with black zinc coating on the Z support. Okay, that. We're gonna pull this one off and make sure this other side is the same. We'll put these guys on here. I like these little, I think these are just inexpensive little spring clamps, but they're handy for stuff like this. Because now there's a little bit of play still, but I'll bias that way. And I'll set this right here. That way and that way. Get in here, tighten a couple of these. Now, the same on both sides. Hey, Mr. Rogers. Hey, Joey. Back in 2 minutes. Not 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. What's that reference? Bill will know that reference. I barely know that reference. PF Dennis. I'll start naming off all the folks who might know. Mm-hmm. I knew it was Chuck. I couldn't remember the last name. I knew it was Chuck, though. Okay. That is... The Y rails are on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one off printer, because why not? Oh, this is a honey badger on here. This isn't. This is a corroding honey badger. But it's, again, when I built this, this is all early stuff. But I was wondering, it felt a lot tighter than the other ones. So that's good. Nice and tight, but I wanted to replace it. Hey, Wally. Hey, Clown Hammer. Okay. Put these in here. There we go. But yeah, you can see a little bit of corrosion there. Still moves smooth. It just doesn't look great. Missed the beginning of the stream. What are we working on today? I am refreshing my Red V0, which is the one that was on the cover of Make magazine earlier this year. I've been meaning to do this for a while, so I purchased all these parts. I mean, it's probably been a year. Yeah, it's probably been a year since I purchased all these parts. I purchased the V0.2 upgrade kit, which I bought to get the top hat, because this is self-sourced V0.2. This was during dev building it, and did not have the stuff for an extrusion top hat, so I built it with printed top hat. Just tested the mini stealth burner and that kind of thing. So the and I bought black extrusions for the top hat because I didn't want to try to match red. The antique bronze. Yeah, it's Hatchbox Gold paint-free ABS, which I would not recommend for structural parts. Seems to work okay for what I'm using it for here. And it's a little odd to print. Okay, so now to center that up. We'll pull that towards the front. Slightly more than 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I think Sparta 3D has a similar color and sparkle filament. Oh, really? This stuff is very iridescent. I bought some of their silver of the same stuff, but I haven't printed with it. And Hilbert Curve. This Hilbert Curve was made for this filament. Right? Hey, see you, Dirk. That's a absolutely great filament for that. Try to anodize the extrusions yourself. Awesome. It's doable for sure. Go. Okay. So then we'll go in here. Hi, Oscar. Look at that. His arm on Felix. Hey, Taco. Welcome. Are you back? Are you back? Oh. Got back Thursday afternoon. Well, welcome back. Okay, I'm going to put screws in one side of this, but before I tighten the other side, I need to loosen these because I can't guarantee that the stack up of parts is exactly the same between these two, the rails setup. So I'm gonna make sure I don't over constrain and crack any parts tightening them down. So just a little bit so I can tighten these and they'll pull apart and the extrusions will let that happen. Hey, don't knock it. No ugga-duggas. Yep. So these can tighten. Okay. It's over. Do the same thing over here. Figured out. The bottle opener goes in the elastic on the salt and pepper shaker holder. Well, I haven't gotten there yet, Steven. You've spoiled it for me. I haven't gotten that far. Tomorrow we'll open, probably open the rest of them. We'll spoil it for Max if he's watching, but we'll open the rest of them tomorrow. Look like demonic yin yang. Okay, I'm missing one. Where did that go? There it is. Well, good. Felix is chewing on Oscar's face. It's usually the other way around. So this was not that bad to swap out all the rails on this V0 without really doing any, well, I mean, without any frame disassembly. So now I'm gonna hold this at the back. Those look even. And then tighten these back up. Then I have my handy dandy little small 2mm LDO driver. That'll, they're starting to, Felix is starting to growl. There we go. Hey guys, why don't you just lay down, go to sleep. There you go. You can, oh, okay, I get them both gone. Bottle opener lot, it's a very nice one. Those are most wear tools. Very cool. That's not very, but that's the feet. Everything's good here. Assume the frame's all okay. Cool. Okay, that can come off and put away. You changing the Z rails too? Already did. Already did. I did that earlier. We changed Z rails, wire, every rail. We changed all the rails. No more corrosion. One day I may pay for a set of aliens Tecton are wearing on my soul. Oh, you missed that? It was first thing we did. I figured I'd start with the hardest. And it worked out. I mean, it worked out really well. Now, someone mentioned a printed brace for the Kirigami bed. Is that out on the Kirigami repo? I've put the Kirigami bed. I think it's on all of my V0s now. The gold V0 that I've driven to several shows, I have not had to, I've brought it back and just started printing and not had to change the bed. So without that brace, it still seems to work pretty well. So if a printed brace is out there, I don't know how much benefit it is, but it could be. Without it, I haven't seemed to have needed it. So, okay, what do we want to do next? We could work on, what time is it? 11:44. We've got not even 2 hours yet. We need to do more. We need to get more done on this. Yeah, the extrusions are good. Let's look at what I got, because I think I have, these are black extrusions. So for 100mm top hat, and I think that will go well with the theme on this printer. But the other kit, there was something about, I ordered a regular V2 upgrade kit and then ordered the extra top hat extrusions to get the color, to get black. I think a black kit was out of stock or something. Oh, I've got this too. I've been printing these as our my ornament to give away to family this year. It's a neat little model off of printables. I printed 2 of them, mirrored, and then glued them together on the MMU3. It's cute. I use gloop. I use 3D gloop to glue them together. Okay, so here's the full upgrade kit. And yes, I did order it with red extrusions. But I got the fans. I won't actually need many of these. And this is new enough to have all the nickel plated hardware, which I won't use because this is all just black oxide. So that'll be able to go in my drawers. But this has panels and stuff in it. Let's look at the extrusions and see how they match or not. Let's just grab one of these. Yeah, let's find out. It is very, very hard to get anodizing to be consistent between batches. Oh, wow. That kind of blows that away. I think I ordered based on what was in stock, and those are not red. Those are not red. What does it actually say? Orange. Yep. It says on the box orange. Oh, that's fine. I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure I ordered based on just whatever was in stock, and then ordered no. Here's what I did. I messaged them, I messaged them about getting a kit with black extrusions, and they said they could swap them out of black extrusions out of an existing kit, but they ended up just sending me both. So that's, I'm pretty sure what happened. It's been long enough that I don't remember exactly, but that sounds right, is that I messaged about when a black kit would be in stock, and I think they just sent the extrusion only kit and then the whole V0 kit with extrusions. So, but we will be using the black. Turn this into a bit of a tall boy. It's the 100mm version. We can put the top hat kit together, or the top hat frame together. Or we can, I don't have the tool head board. So tool head board is gonna go on here to convert this to, it sounds like maybe USB. Let's find out. Let's see if there's some information, because Nergolrap brought up that since I ordered the RepRap firmware compatible CAN toolhead board, it may possibly not be Clipper compatible because of the CAN FD thing. So let's see if we can find out. Let's bring this back down and let's see if they have it on this page. Fly CAN bus boards. Oh, they don't have V3. The SHT36 V3. That's so annoying. The state of documentation. Maybe it's this page. Let's go back here. Expansion boards, main boards. Because it's the V3, so Mellow, Fly, SHT36 V3, right? Clipper docks, that's not what I want. Let's look at their AliExpress page. So that is not what I ordered. This is the, yeah, the official store. So if we go to the official store, I got a Fly board and the SHT36V3. Oh. Oh, that is what I got right there. So that's what I bought right there. I got it with the scanning Z probe, all that good stuff. Just I just got the max version. So now let's see if they have any links to documentation here. The biggest complaint with Mellow stuff is finding where it's documented. Says it supports Clipper and RepRap firmware, but via what communication protocol, Andres? It may support Clipper, but you have to use USB. Let's see, toolboard and the max version can be used with both RepRap firmware and Clipper. There's something, a little compatibility. Clipper CAN bus, yeah. So it says so. I would say this says it supports Clipper CAN bus and RepRap firmware CAN bus. So we'll try it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, you're fine. Sorry. Thought you bought the 36 RRF. No, I bought the latest, whatever the latest I could find. And it's shipped already. So I'll have it, I should have it before we do this, the next part, January member stream. Reserve CAN extension interface, expandable to other CAN tool boards. That's this little connector there. Onboard accelerometer sensor. Now it is the LIS 2DW, which isn't that one not great for, is that the one that's not great for shake and tune? Don't remember. What is this? Oh, there we are. That's why. Clipper CAN or rep firmware CAN. That's how you do it. Neurorot. It is changing it between circuits for that. You have to set a little dip switch via this. We'll have to remember this documentation. That's the light show accelerometer. Higher communication efficiency, faster transmission speed, and lower latency. You can always try this too. We can try other things. Bookmark it in a folder for this project, I know. Let's get rid of all of this crap. That URL. HTML. Oh, I put it back in. Whatever. How do I bookmark? I don't use bookmarks. I actually don't use bookmarks. Isn't that weird? There we are. Favorites bar. Let's put it there. And now can we show the favorites bar? I will figure that out later. I don't use, I'm weird. I've never used bookmarks. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do have a favorites bar and I have a few links there, but my default is not to bookmark something to find it. As you've seen, almost everything I do, I search because I go to a documentation site and I search for the documentation. I do a search for yeah, a lot of manual processes. Okay. So that's good. We confirmed that we will be able to use the board that I ordered for this. What is next? Yeah, okay, Steve, if you had the SHT, you're fine. Yep, this is what I ordered right here. That's what I ordered. I ordered 2 of them, including RS for 423 or whatever it is, 232, RS 232. Sometimes search will fail you. Hold stuff that is hard to find definitely gets bookmarked. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And I'm not saying it's a perfect system. Who do we have? Oh, they're both gone. They're both. It's nice they come with a beacon type probe. Yeah. Well, scanning, it's a inductive scanning probe. So I don't know what circuit or technology they use behind it. I imagine it's closer to the Duet implementation. Okay. What can we do on this? Let's for fun, because we can, Don't see any reason why not. Let's power it up and see what version of Clipper is on this thing. See how it's configured right now. Oops, it was already on. Let's turn it on. Just nervous because I've had such bad luck with Mellow CAN bus stuff. The worst luck I've had is with the V1 of their SB 2040 toolhead board, in that the filter circuit for the fan power popped, and they just removed that filter circuit for V2. So I was able to fix those boards that failed, but one of them continued to be flaky on my Legacy, and that's why Derek gave me a V2 Pro, I think it was, that is on there right now. Oh, bed brace. Okay, Bear Cool sent me a... Oh, this is a printables. Okay, let me copy this link. Well, oh, that's booted up. It's working. Well, Clipper's not happy because thermistors aren't working, but let's look at this Kirigami bed brace first. Kirigami bed brace and fan. So what does this actually help with? It looks like a interestingly, maybe nicely designed piece. My concern with this is tying all this together. Oops, I'm not showing. Looks like an interestingly designed piece. My concern is tying all this together. When I set up a Kirigami bed properly, I'm kind of tweaking the sheet metal into place. And if this pulls that out of place, it can actually cause binding. So. Hey, Code Paradox. The gold on here is Hatchbox Paint-Free Gold, is what they call it, ABS. And I would not recommend it for anything other than accent parts. I think this is interesting. I'm not gonna print it and install it because I haven't had problems with the Kirigami bed not staying in its thing. So, over constraining things. Yep, exactly. Considering that part of what makes this run smooth is allowing things to be a little flexible in certain directions. I'd be concerned exactly what Brian said, over constraining it. Okay, let's see, V0 Red. Let's see what we have here. We have our definite ADC out of range errors. Ooh, lasered some acrylic this week from the old 2.4 doors. Oh, the haze, the ABS haze? I can see that. Let's see where we are. Oh, this is fluid. Nice. Okay, let's go down here. What versions of things? We're on Fluid 1.2 and Clipper 0.11. Let's go do a quick check for updates and let's see if this updates. It's gonna do that. We are on Bullseye, is that correct? That's better than Buster? Buster, Bullseye, Bookworm, right? So we should be okay with Bullseye. let's let this finish. What do you see there? Nope, that's Felix. Where's Felix? Felix. Ah, let's do its thing. After this, I'm going to be turning on the Shapeoko and working on cutting the panel for the salad fork tomorrow. Bookworm is the latest. Yeah. Bookworm is the latest. Pixar movie character names. There you are, buddy. Oops. Oh, come on, finish up. Do I, oh, I didn't have this, so I wasn't able to show it, but this was kind of neat. Probably the coolest maker chip that I'd seen. I got at Smurf. It is a, oops. Let's see if that comes out. Ah, it doesn't. It doesn't show up on camera very well. Maybe if oh, that gets a little better. It's a color lithophane maker chip. Isn't that cool? It looks really good in person. I'm pretty sure they printed, it's two pieces. They printed the color lithophane and then glued it in to the, into the chip, because there's, this is the top surface, this is the bottom, but that's not the bottom surface of the lithophane. So, neat little application. Has a TARDIS on his phone. I do. I've had that on there for years. This isn't done looking yet. It's still searching. Wow. Oh, you guys are gone now. Bullseye gets this month the latest updates. It's the end of life. Oh. Gets the last updates this month. Is everything compatible right now with... Everything right now compatible with Bookworm? Oh, there we go. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. We're going to be re-flashing all the things on here anyway. So we'll let that do that. Get this out of the way. And we'll start putting together the top hat. Last update for software, it's last rights. We'll at least get the frame together. I really thought the rails would take longer than that. So, hey, nice. I've been printing Reaper parts. Reaper parts are coming out pretty well. This is the 3D Sets Reaper. This is the largest print I've done. This is Jesse's Soul Glitter Black. And this is the floor pan, the cab floor. And then some frame parts and suspension parts. That'll be coming up for a member stream series probably sometime earlier next year. Hi. You found your hops. Okay. Nope, not flatheads. I want... There. Any interest in designing an RC? Not really. I mean, it'd be fun, but those are all PLA. Nice. There's just a level of commitment to that, to designing something like an RC car, that I just don't have the bandwidth for. Why PLA? Because it's easy for that kind of stuff. Those are all designed for PLA for the most part, in terms of dimensional stability and such. And the Sakura, the 240Z that I built, has turned out really well and has held up pretty well in PLA. So I've stuck with it. The thing I've deviated on for material choice is blasters. I've done most of my blasters in PET G. Done a couple in PLA, but those I feel are, for me, more likely to end up outside. Although, of course, the RC cars gets played with outside, but I don't generally take those places. The blasters I've taken to more places. Okay, we have got some nuts to pre-insert on these for PLA is not really UV resistant. They don't stay outside is the thing. None of them stay outside. What are you doing? What are you doing? That is updating still. So, what are the pre-installed? The pre-install, it's just for the outsides, right? So 2 in each, 2 top, 2 sides. Let's look up the, I think I have a V0 build manual downloaded. Projects. V0 Pathetic. Did I save it there? Yeah. Hey, there we are. Where we left off. So here we are. 2 and 2. Okay. Black. Oh. It bounced on the table and went right into the correct spot. Oscar scared himself on something over there. He knocked a box over and now he's He's wondering what in the world is going on. Okay, so that'll be there. Gotta think upside down. Hey, Miss Lou Marie. How are you? You were doing a stream today, right? You and Jeremy? Right there. Right there. And one more. I live on the edge. What? No nut carriers? No, not on this. Not on this. Good, how are you? Yes, we just finished on our way towards Kentucky. Nice. Have fun. We're probably not too much longer here. Oh, there's Oscar. And Felix is right there. Right on my chair. Yeah, squareness on this isn't critical, and my table here is pretty flat. I'm just making sure that everything is going together flush, and I'll double check it here. You're right, it is his chair. How old are they? They are 6 months and 9 days. Their birthday is June 12th. That's where my cat prefers to sit too, on the chair. Though he has his own spots. Mm-hmm. Pretty stable, yeah. This table was, I bought this workbench with the intent of putting the Shapeoko on it. It was not nearly stable enough for that, but it's worked out pretty well. It's been money well spent with how much I use it for the my workbench here. Okay. So now, let's grab the panels. Let's go ahead and just put this whole thing on together and on the printer. This is a, oh, let's put these in here. Smaller box for these. This is a OpenBuilds table. It was way too expensive for what it is, but it served me pretty well considering. Oh, neato. Bright orange on the box. Good call. Good call. I will write orange in red pen. Good call. Pathetic Puma, welcome back. Oh, there's a clear back. I guess that's fine. I prefer the opaque black, but back. Whatever. Okay, these guys. Bolt it to the wall. Could. How many V0s do I have? I have 4 V0s. Ready? State of the universe, writing a color name with a different color. I have 4 V0s. My original, the only one I have a serial number on is serial number 103. Serial 103 is the blue one, and it currently has rep firmware on it with a Bowden tool head. One of the big reasons I want to just switch back to a direct drive tool head is just to get an accelerometer built into the tool head for input shaping. Okay, so that's there. And the larger ones, and what are these? M3x8s? M3x8, yep. Should be right in here. That. Oops, didn't mean to give you all my wonderful view of the top of my head. Oh, missed it. All-in-one tool heads spoil me. I know. I agree. Go. This is printed in atomic carbon fiber black ABS. I used to buy a lot of atomic carbon fiber filament, both their PETG and their ABS. My original V2, my first Voron, was printed with this carbon fiber black ABS and Paramount Enzo red. Atomic is good stuff, yep. Did I grab? Oops. One of the things I don't like about my V0 is I have to plug in the accelerometer to run a calibration. It trusts that flat cable to be in the loom for the pico umbilical. The pico umbilical doesn't have a built-in accelerometer on it? I thought it did. I could be mistaken. Leaving the protective film on for now. Plug in a flat flex to the toolboard. Oh. I should know that. Okay, one of these guys. Pop away. We are going to be having a special stream, not on YouTube, but a Discord hangout. It's looking like the 30th. Apollo is going to stop by, and we're going to finally do the little too realistic blaster pistol build. So we're going to do that in Discord. Finally get that done. Doom Crew. Haven't seen him around in a while. Provided that kit. Okay, so that goes right like that. So that'll be fun. So that goes there. This one. Is that correct? Well, I hope I have the right ones. I think I do. You still there, Bob? I ended up being the winner for the Protopasta, 2 of the Protopasta gift cards in the Smurf auction. So I placed my first order right when I got back and got stuff in from that. Where will you announce the time and date of the build? It'll be a stream announcement it'll be a regular stream announcement. Actually, I can do an event in that case, I think. So I'll get something set up. But it'll be the 30th. I'm gonna take the day off and we're gonna spend the day or spend a few hours building that and having fun and maybe checking out the other blasters and stuff. If it doesn't take as long as we think, maybe I'll be prepared because I've got some upgraded barrel on for a couple of other blasters. Maybe we can do some comparisons on those. For a Model 6 Rancher. Nice. Good question. What ways do people use to clean lead screws? Currently, I'm wrapping some paper towel around and running them, trying to avoid the bed. Yep, that's pretty much what I do. I ordered the Protopasta filaments. I ordered some out of Darts orange. Oh, do I have them in here? No, I don't. I added another roll of High Five blue because that's going to be the little Subaru RC car build. Be High Five blue, and I feel like I'm going to end up having to reprint a bunch of parts on that because they look very finicky to print. I chose my frame color for the box turtle. I know that's all the rage of building lately. Need to get you up here for a filament workshop? Yes, I do. I need to get up there for a filament workshop. Absolutely. It's on the list of things to do. You know what's probably easier is to just do this without that and then slide that in place. Oops, too far. I don't know what printer I'm going to use the box turtle on though. Probably my green V2. I feel like a 250 is a good choice for that because of minimizing the filament path. A Trident would be better than a V2 in that regard, but I don't have a Trident that I could use for that at the moment. What are you doing? Felix is up on the workbench, trying to figure out how to get down. I'll let you figure it out. Best platform for, yeah, Trident would be better, for sure. Why do I not have enough of these? I don't have enough of these. There. And one for the opposite side over here. But I'm actually missing. Oh, that's what I did. No, those go on the top, on the back. Never mind. I didn't do that. Why don't I have enough of these? Let's find out. Did I print enough of them? Printed these on my... Oh, and did this finish updating? It did. Oh. It did not. What happened? What happened? OS packages is up to date. Let's go update all again. VT purple. This is what I printed it on. Let's go here and there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only printed 4 of those. Oops. I only printed 4 of those. I needed to print 6. I didn't print the other 2. Okay. Oops. Well, I will put this one on and I will just leave these off. I'll reprint. I'm gonna try and put a box turtle on the Tridex. Hope to have it working at Murph. Nice. We're building a Phoenix, couple of box turtles almost feels like a no-brainer. Spool run out shouldn't be an issue, that's true. See how if this is actually updating. Yeah, looks like it. Looks like it's working on it. Put my box turtle on my 2.4. If I like it, I might build one for the Trident, which I still need to finish. You know, it's still well, I'm looking forward to trying it. I did not have good luck spending the time. I did not have, I did not spend enough time on the ERCF that I built, but it wasn't a V2, it was the original. And I liken it to like the original MMU from Prusa. There's just so much tuning and configuration needed. I didn't spend the time to do it. Now, my understanding is that there is not as much of that on the box turtle because it has a filament cutter. But also because it has a filament cutter, it's going to be more wasteful of filament. So we'll see. Hey, Armor 3D. Happy Hair software is much better with the RCF V2. Yeah, and it's more a matter of bandwidth on trying the V2. I had planned, it was a possibility of working on a V or building a V2, but it would have been if LDO was doing a kit type thing. And I don't know that they ever did, and I was never contacted about one. What's up? That was Felix for some reason. There we go. There's no filament cutter by default. You have to sort that out yourself. Volumetrics or a snappy turtle. I've just finished building my box turtle and I'm about to start the software side. So no filament cutter by default, but is it required? So I haven't looked into what the prerequisites are for box turtle. It's not required. But what is the benefit of doing it then? Is it advised? It's gonna throw a Revy? What's a Revy? They have tip shaping macros. Oh, in that case, if you're relying on tip shaping, if you don't do a cutter, then I'm gonna do a cutter because that's exactly where things fall apart in terms of tuning time and dedicating time. Okay, missing 2 clips, but it's staying together fine. Cutter is recommended, yeah. Still going through the certification process for ERCF V2. And that's potentially still on the plate for a build. I would probably go with the same thing I did before, put it on a switch wire. Just finished my tool head with custom hummingbird extruder and it's working great. Cool. What happened there? Oh, I think I'm gonna have to pull these all the way to the side like this. You know when the LDO kits are expected? Well, I was reached out to asking what frame color I wanted. So, I think it's getting closer because I'm supposed to be in production batch. It's just production batch with different shipping is what'll end up happening. That's usually what happens, is end up with something that's shipped DHL versus on a boat. Here's in projects. Yeah. All of the projects. Okay. So now, let's get there. Okay, did I do this wrong? Do I need 2 for right there? No, that goes the other way. I use this side on here, right? Yeah. This side on here. Let's find out. Bad gateway. Reconnect. There we are. You can just close that. Everything up to date. Okay. Well, by next month, there will be some Clipper updates, and we'll get that done. And it has can boot, not catapult. Having pendant issues on Milo. I think I'm just going to remove it for the later date. I haven't done any kind of pendant on my Milo. Okay, yeah, so 3 on the sides there. Okay, that is what I thought. And what are they? In 3x8 still. No. That can move up and down. Just put it there for now. Last week, in working with Brent Ferguson, we found that the latest Clipper update breaks Shake and Tune. It crashes Clipper. Oh, really? I had seen some mention of that. I had not done any updates on any of my printers to have experienced it. But that's good to know. Oh. Okay. Wonder what broke it. Okay, so that is all done there. Missing, like I said, missing a couple of clips there, but we do need to put the, what size did they say to do for those? In 3x10s. And 3x10s with thread locker on them. Just use what I had here. It's a good little bit. Clipper changed the way that shaping is done. Just working this into the threads. Box Turtle, additional Stealth Burner tool heads, 3D set Reaper, more Gridfinity storage boxes. I've started trying on the Phoenix. I've been trying to print my Gridfinity bases, and it's a magnet I've modeled in for these. I'm going too fast, I think, for Pet G. This is a Pet G. So I need to try again. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I have done some work on it. Okay, paper towel. Little bits of paper towel to get the extra. Extra bit of Loctite that seeped out. Okay, so that go right here for now. And we can shut down the printer because we're not really going to do anything with it. We'll get everything set up for it. Post, shut down, yes. Do the bigger ones I need in one piece. Guess I need a Phoenix now. So that was my idea, is my here. This is kind of messy, but oh well. Of course. So these drawers in this unit that I have here, this US General toolbox, I can print a Gridfinity setup that in one piece for these drawers. So that's the idea, is to do that in one piece. That wasn't as fun as it looked, huh? Huh, Felix? I have a cat drawer. Okay. There. Bigger house. What was I doing? What did I do that for? I did that so I could do the... And I have a... Where did that go? I set it somewhere? Yeah. So I had cut these out. I did a different setup for my V0 here. So that's the hole. I leave the back. On this one, I left the back open. And I think I have another one around here somewhere that just goes along the bottom here. But this is going to go up here. Those are those different. The back of the printer. Those in 3x10s. Those are 12s. Where are the ones on the back of the printer? Looking at the instructions here. There we are. Rear panels in 3x10s. Yep, that's what I thought. Any idea what's going on with the LDO Nighthawk 36? Says that they are unavailable. They had a issue with them and that has been resolved. And now it's just a matter of working them into the supply, getting them out to places. I think that's the status. And welcome, Alan. Okay, so that's gonna go bigger. Let's leave this a little loose. I'm upgrading my 02 or L1 head to can. What is the recommended board? Like Bill said, they all have their pluses and minuses. Yep. Okay, let's get this all lined up. This is kind of set. 3DP Anonymous. There. I'm not belting this yet because I'm still going to attempt to locate that CNC machined X carriage. So the next stream will be belting it, putting that on, and setting up the tool headboard. So just kind of fiddling around with what we can right now. And once this is on, I think is when we're gonna call it. But we can put those extrusions back in. Can put these extrusions back on. And we will not need these nuts. Those can come out. These are the special LDO chamfered ones. So make sure that I keep those somewhere. Those went there, which means this was right here. Well, could have been the other one, but. Let's try this side. Yeah, there we go. We'll have to pull this back off at some point because we need to loosen the front idlers in order to get the belts on. That's the easy way to do belts. But this will be just to get this so I can set it in the corner of the room until next time. Ah! Oops! I can't get to that. That might be a reasonable change to put a screw access hole through that. Which means I'm really gonna have to redo some of this in the next thing, but that's okay. That's the way they went. Hopefully pushing plastic on the solid fork tomorrow. It won't be fully enclosed. I never actually had proper fitting full panels for it, clear panels, but the rear panel will be on and we'll spend some time getting it set up to print. Okay. Now we can put this on there. some of these so that can go down. There we go. Drops right into place. And then I need 3x12 across here. There we go. I really notice all the brims, all the bins. Oh yeah. This has been, I mean, I haven't tried other storage systems for fasteners and stuff, but it has worked well for me. All of them have these inserts that I designed years ago. Did that in 2018 or 19. Goes over there. Okay. Doop. Then we have these guys. Makes the red pop. Yeah, I figured I was gonna like the... I thought I was gonna like it. Why is that? Oh, are those early? Oh no, that's because I need to go like that. There we go. Then they go in, and then they... Yeah, just like that. Just like that. I think I've got these. Oh, that's nicely tight. That's good. There we go. Oh, I'm pretty close on my spacing there. Why does that? That clips in. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to reprint these because, like I said, this is dev, and I never actually tested these because I didn't have an extrusion top hat, so I need to reprint these. And you can actually tell, you can actually tell the hole there is the same size as the hole there. So that's why it's not actually grabbing and staying. If you decide to use inserts, they're awesome, but beware, Amazon sells some drawers that look identical to Acro Mills, but aren't. Yeah. These drawers are very specific to the Acro Mills setup. Do I have an empty? Yeah, here. I have an empty one right here. The Acro Mills drawer has this injection molding artifact and these divider stuff here. So there are features in the insert to accommodate that. Now, this is not centered, so that's why there's two of those. So you could put this in. You don't have to worry about which way you put it in. Let's see. So I will need to reprint those because early dev stuff, but that's going to work well. And it's going to keep the basic appearance of the printer with a little more useful. It is nice to be able to open this up and get to stuff instead of just having to reach in like with the other one. Okay, with that, I think we are going to call it. Got a bunch of stuff I need to do before tomorrow's stream. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. I think, like I said, the rails took a whole lot less effort than I expected. I thought we were going to be spending most of today's stream just fiddling with rails. So very happy with that. Where did I put? Nope, not there. Not there. Oh yeah, they were in here. A whole bunch of the little printed pieces and those post-install nut. So, yeah. Thank you all for being members. That's why we're here, is for this. We will continue this. I don't know if it depends on how January goes. It may be another towards the end of the month stream, or if I get anxious to work on this, I may make it a little earlier in the month so we can get it done. So just keep an eye out. Otherwise, we will see you hopefully here tomorrow. And if I don't see you, I hope you have a good holiday. I will be streaming both Saturday or Sundays. I don't expect to miss any streams over the next quite a while. So with the additional, remember, Discord Hangout on the 30th. Time to be determined, but it'll be a EU friendly time. Probably about my normal stream time, 10. That doesn't make it necessarily friendly for the US, but I suspect a lot of the US is going to have that Monday off. It'll vary. So with that, see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day and enjoy the build. Bye.